What's going on, y'all? It's the only one, Chris here, back with another podcast of AEW Full Gear. Man, that pay per view was stacked from head to toe, toe to head. Do you hear me? It was a good ass pay per view. I do got my notes here, so y'all bear with me. I got more pages than I would normally have, but that's only because I had to write down so much. The pay-per-view was like 3.5, 4 hours long, something like that. I wasn't really keeping track, but it's a really good pay-per-view. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's dive into it. So we had Allison Kay versus Serena Deeb. I don't know much about these women. Like Serena Deeb, she's the NWA World Champion. She beat Thunder Rosa. They're from Japan. It's nice how AEW incorporates different wrestling companies in there to let their people wrestle them. It's something that you won't see WWE doing. That says a lot about their talent. The fact that they're willing to bet on their people winning that match, or at least have the confidence in their people to go on to defend their title against another company and vice versa is awesome. Anyway, Serena Deeb won the match. Thunder Rosa came out. Believe she wants a rematch. That was how the pre-show started. It was one match, it was good. Then we had Kenny Omega versus Adam Page. Now, a couple weeks ago, I said, after I realized, I looked at it, it was destined to be Page and Omega, and Omega was going to win the match. Omega did win the match. It was a hard-fighting, physical match. I give all the credit to Adam Page. It took everything they had, but Omega is the better wrestler. He won the match, obviously. Page had 2 near falls. That was really impressive because I thought Omega was gonna lose twice. Anyway, so now we got Omega. He's gonna take on the winner of Moxie and Kingston, Eddie Kingston. We'll get to that later on. So then we had Orange Cassidy versus John Silver of the Dark Order. It's a good match. I'm not the biggest fan of Orange Cassidy, but the dude can wrestle. I think he's a clown. I don't know, maybe that's just the character they want him to be, but at the end of the day, he can wrestle. It was a good match. It was all right. Ain't much to say about it. To me, this was an oh shit moment right here. We got Cody versus Darby Allin. Throughout the match, it was a good match starting off. Darby Allin took Cody to a 20-minute time limit the last time they fought, probably 3-4 weeks ago, whatever. I can't remember. He's a good wrestler. Cody's a better wrestler. But Cody's arrogance cost him this match. He was doing push-ups during the match, and Arn Anderson, his coach, his mentor, was trying to tell him not to do that. And he was getting out of character, going to the top rope. That's not Cody's game. Anyway, he let Darby Allin hang around, and Darby Allin went on to win the match. It's kind of like in basketball, when a Golden State was relevant. If you had a 20-point lead against Golden State and you got relaxed, the shit was nothing, because Golden State can come back, blink of an eye, 4 or 5 minutes. They're going to drop 25 points on your ass, and now you down all of a sudden. In one quarter, Kobe Allen. Cody Rhodes took Darby Allin for granted, and Darby Allin won, but I also feel like it was meant for him to win. You know how this shit's scripted. Nevertheless, take nothing away from Darby or Cody. It was a good match. Sure, they have a rematch. Cody will win again, put him away. Oh, he did hit that one move. Cody hit The crossroads off the top rope, that was a sweet ass move. Alright, you gotta switch paces, y'all. Then after the match was done, we had Ricky Starks and Byron Cage come out and attack those two guys, and then Will Hobbs came to save the day. Then we had another title match. Nyla Rose versus Hakura Shida. However you say it. She's Japanese. She's a very good wrestler. Anyway, for all who don't know, Nia Jax was the second women's champion of AEW. Nia Jax, I did it again. Nyla Rose. Those two remind me of each other. Since I keep doing that, it's like they're the same type of woman, basically. They're both like 5'7", 6 feet. They both weigh like 200 pounds. They're mammoth of a woman. Glamazons is what they are called in wrestling. I would love to see those two clash. But anyway, Nyla Rose, she was the second champion. I think Hakura Shida was probably the third champ. Or fourth champ, I'm not sure. But anyway, she's the women's champion. They have a pass. It was a very good match. It was always a good match when those two fight. Hakura Shida won the match. Don't I got anything about it? Vicky Guerrero got involved. She was a kendo stick. I've never liked Vicky Guerrero. For all who don't know, she used to be in WWE. The lady who would say, "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me." I've never liked her. She's married to the late great Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, man. That was a little out of character, but it's cool. She got in the match and messed everything up, but the champ was able to win. That made me happy. Now, the next match, I said 2-3 weeks ago, this match was going to steal the show. To me, it stole the fucking show. It was an instant classic. We got FTR versus the Young Bucks. If the Young Bucks lose, they can't fight for the title no more. Excuse me. Oh, and then like during the match, I found out that Tony Blanchard was not at ringside. And that makes a big difference because he had been helping FTR when week after week they were cheating. Now starting the match off, Matt Jackson was already hurt with an ankle injury. One of the guys from FTR, he hit his hand on the ring post, and he was bleeding. We don't know what that fractured his hand, what happened to it, but that made a difference, man. That was a hell of a match. Let's see what I put. Where is it at? This was that. Oh, here we go. Man, that's the here. Oh yeah, so basically it was just a good match going back and forth. The Young Bucks, they used the Hardys and the Dudley finishing move along with the V-trigger. And then FTR, they used Gargano and Ciampa's move, the DYI. I thought that was kind of interesting that they went to WWE. This was AEW. They went to WWE and NXT to use their finishing moves. That just shows you how elite the tag team divisions are in all of wrestling. But the best tag team division is AEW, that's for sure. Anyway, this was a dream match. Hell of a match. A classic. FTR lost the titles. I'm glad the Young Bucks won it. There's not too much I can say about that. Only other thing I can say is that FTR did the same thing that Cody did, was got cocky, got out of character, went to the top rope. That's not their game, and that's cost them the match. Then we had Matt Hardy versus Sammy G. Excuse me. In the first ever deletion match. Matt Hardy has made his title match famous in TNA, WWE, and now AEW. It was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of mad when the inner circle got involved, but then Primetime Players came out. I think no, Private Party. I'm sorry, that's WWE. Private Party came out, and they evened the odds up, so that made me happy. Then they had Hurricane come out, which threw me off, made no sense. Then Gang Grill, he was like 60 years old. They had him come out, but it was a good match. I think Darby Allin got hurt pretty bad. That spear through the table was what did it. Excuse me. But overall, it was a very good match. Then we had Y2J versus MJF. Excuse me, sorry, I ate some food and I've been drinking a little bit. If MJF wins the match, he joins the Inner Circle. It was a pretty good match. MJF was going toe for toe with him. Then Wardlow came out and gave MJF the diamond ring that he won a couple months back. And Hager gave Jericho the baseball bat. And the stipulation, and basically what MJF said he'll do anything to win the match. So when Jericho got the baseball bat, he fell back, laid out like he got hit. The referee saw it. Then he pinned him up, grabbed his tights, and got the 1, 2, 3. So, I mean, it was all right, I guess. Now him and Wardlow are part of the Inner Circle. Some good shit. I was gonna show you wild turkey, bourbon, whiskey. Then we had Moxie versus Kingston in the I Quit match. Moxie is 20-0 prior to this match. My opinion, WWE dropped the ball. This dude here is the wrong guy to let go. This is like being in basketball, football, and you let one of your top players go for nothing. You should do everything you can to make the dude happy anyway. It was a good extreme match. Moxley's the real deal. It was very physical. Back and forth, like I said. I'm not the biggest fan of Eddie Kingston. But I ain't really got nothing to say. I mean, I didn't think Moxley was going to lose the match. He's going to go on and face Kenny Omega now at some point in time. They had a match last year or 4 year. I think that was that brutal match they had that was unsanctioned or something. That was a fucking classic. This is going to be a regular match. No weapons involved. Kenny Omega is the wrestler of the year for a reason. For 2 years. Like, I think 16 or 18. I can't really remember. I just know 2 years. Moxley is the real deal, though. I don't see Omega losing. I don't see Moxley losing this match. I think he's going to win by a small margin. But overall, I was satisfied. I know it's going to be hard for WWE to switch some things around because they've been doing it for so long. But I like this idea that AEW have. First of all, they do like 3 to 4 pay-per-views a year, maybe 5. It keeps the product fresh for one thing. It makes people want to tune in for another. And then it's like, the quality of the matches are just way better. I mean, it's a big-ass difference between them and WWE. So maybe they can learn something from that, shorten their pay-per-views, maybe do better storytelling. But I was impressed overall. Y'all subscribe at Offbeat Williams. It's my Instagram. It's my Facebook. And I think that's my YouTube. Not really sure. Anyway, y'all subscribe. Thank y'all for joining, watching my video. And we'll do this again and very soon. Thank you. Chris Podcast out.